Mining in Arizona has been going on for a very long time. Started with the Indians mining turquoise. Then the Spanish came in and started mining gold and silver. Later, copper was discovered here in Arizona. Let's just take a look at a few of the gold mines here in the area. Hey, welcome to Gold Fever Adventures. I'm Jack Tucker. I'm out here in Arizona. It's been raining these last few days. It's been kind of cold. And well, today the sun came out, it's shining. It's still a little brisk. It's only supposed to be about 60 degrees today. So what I thought I'd do is just go around and explore some of the old mines around here and share with you some of the history of this area. It's quite a interesting place about them old timers and what they did back in the olden days. But anyways, I want to thank you guys coming along, sharing on these adventures. Please like, share, subscribe, and let's just go have fun today. Thanks for coming along, guys. I believe this was an old assay office. This is a swimming pool. I actually think this was the holding tank of water where they had water. They were using water, and so this was just the holding tank. They probably had a well around here someplace, and they would keep water in here, so they always had water on hand. There used to be a long, like a sluice thing that went all the way down, clear down to that right there. But, you know, over time, people take everything and destroy everything, and all that's long gone now. There are mines all over that hill right there. This right there was the main mine right there. It's known as the Desert Queen. That's the main mine right there. I first came up here probably, I don't know, 20, 25 years ago maybe. There used to be railroad tracks coming out of that mine, and they went all the way over to this holding, or this whatever you call it over here, where they would stock the oil, put the oil in a chute bin, or chute, whatever you call it, loading chute. And then I guess the vehicles or something would come below it and fill them up, and then they would take it off to go have the ore processed. Amazing that there is still standing though. It's starting to come down. Here within the next years, it'll be down too, but this is where the old tracks used to come, right out of that mine. Somebody's laid boards up here because this goes down a long ways down there. That's pretty deep. If you fall down there, you'd be gone. How deep this is. Whoa, yeah, that's pretty deep. That's pretty deep. Another one too. They're tying into this all different directions here. Of course, I won't go in the mine by myself. If somebody else was here, I'd go in it, but I'm not going in there by my lonesome. The entrance is where you got to watch for your snakes, because that's like the even temperature right there. But no, I ain't going back there by myself. I've been in this mine before. You go in there and there's a loading chute in there. There's also bats way back up in there too. That goes back in there ways. Goes back up in there and turns, but like I say, I'm not going back up in there. But I don't see any ore, what they were pulling out at. You can feel it's warm, so this doesn't have a exit. There's a bat right there, I saw it. Woohoo! Yeah, I ain't going back in there. No way me, Jose, no. But this was the main mine right there. It goes back, I don't know, probably 100 yards or so, maybe. But spooky back there too. Probably some type of big motors sitting up here on top of these here that they used to pull the ore out or processed it somehow. Sometimes you can look at the tailings and you can almost tell what they pulled out of the mines. There's a lot of tailings here. You can also tell how deep a mine is too by the tailings. You can see there's a lot of tailings here. Maybe if you went down behind the bottom of that ore bin right there, maybe some ore fell out, you could pick it up. Might have some gold in it too, I don't know. What we'll do now, we're going to drive on the back side of this hill, and I'll show you the mine that's on the back side. I think they try to all tie in together here. There's one great big old mining area right here. I'm not sure what this area was. You see they kind of overlaid the cement with some type of a clay-like rock here. They probably had some type of water in here anyway. The reason I say that, because it looks like that's a drain maybe right there. So maybe this is where they were doing some of their panning or testing it. I don't know. That I don't know. There are literally mines all over that hill over there. They don't go in that deep, but that hills are full of mines. This mine, see, there's a lot of rock they pulled out of there, so that tells you it kind of goes back in a ways. I don't know what they were mining here or anything, but man, that spooked me. Look at right there, scared me. See all that cholla cactus right there? That's rat's nest. They pull that stuff in there to keep the critters out from getting them. I can't tell. You never know what lurks back there in those mines. That looks like it goes back in there a little ways anyway. You can tell what critters and stuff are hanging out back in there. But no. You come across a lot of these out here. This is probably the little foundation of an old miner's shack right here. These are kind of all over out here. Someplace, if you look, you'll see a can dump. Because they didn't have garbage pickup back in those days, so everything just went out the back way. See coffee cans. You get your metal detectors around these cabins like that, like this tree right here has probably been there a long time. If they stashed anything and never came back, you know, they generally put them where they had a markers, like maybe the corner of their place. A lot of people knew about that though, so put them around a tree, a nearby tree, a trunk or something like that, so you have some type of marker, so you know where you stashed your stuff. Old timers, you know, the gold they found, they didn't always keep it on them, so they would hide it, stash it. Then they'd go into town or something to get supplies or something, and some of them never came back. And so that gold is still sitting around waiting to be found. A lot of these little shacks and that, they're miners. Some of them stayed in tents, and a lot of them probably worked for the main mine here. And those that didn't work for the mine, they were probably scragglers that tried to get work here or there whenever they could. Or they did a little mining on their own just in the nearby area. Since, you know, gold was found right here, they probably searched the hills all around the same area looking for their own little gold here or there. Had to be tough life back in those days, man. It had to be a tough life. one of the wells they had in the area right here. These are nasty. You got to keep away from them. They'll hurt you. You know what they say about the deserts? Everything either bites you, pokes you, pricks you, or stings you. Sure what this looks just like maybe a big fireplace somebody built. It's a nice fireplace. Oh no, you know what? You can see the foundation again. You can see the whole foundation. So this was just another one of those little miner shacks. There's a saguaro that fell over. These things don't have no root systems really on them. There's a reason why they grow these arms for. Anybody know the reason why? I'll share that with you here. A bunch of quad riders going through. They grow straight and they grow up tall, and then all of a sudden they start to lean. When they start to lean, they'll grow an arm to keep them back into balance. Then they start to go out of balance, so they grow an arm on the other side, and they just keep going. But that's why they grow those arms for, to keep them in balance. Somebody told me that years and years ago, and it makes sense to me, so I share the same thing on too. These nasty cactuses, they're called choyas. Some people call them teddy bears. I think this was actually where the well was, right here. This was their main well. Well, it looks like that goes down deep too. Yeah, that's pretty deep there. We come across these little things like this all the time. I think that's a grave marker, grave. You know, when they people died out here, they didn't really have cemeteries. They just basically just buried you right there, threw a bunch of rocks on top of you. But those, a few of those out here. This may have been another one of them little foundations. Right here, it's mostly all gone now. Right there too, so that makes sense. More piled rocks. These gotta be graves. They put the rocks up on top of them so the coyotes and that wouldn't dig you up. There's another serious can dump, so there's got to be another little foundation, probably someplace nearby. There's a lot of cans here. So someplace there's got to be a foundation, I would think. Cans scattered all over here. All over here there's cans scattered everywhere around here. So where would he been? Maybe right here, maybe? He used part of this natural rock formation right through here where he made his little tent at. Maybe, looks like maybe some stacked rocks right through there. Maybe that's where it was. Well, there's this other mine, an area that I wanted to go show you if I can remember how to get to it, but I want to go show you another mine over here. Like a bunch of mining activity went on up there above that hill right there. There's a marker right there. I don't know what they were marking, if they were marking all this quartz right here. They were working, or what? If this was a clay marker, generally there'd be 4 of them, one in every corner. So if you looked around, you could see, is that one right there? Maybe that's one right there. There's one right there. This is a different type. I've only just known this one to be called jumping jack. Kind of looks like the teddy bears, but it's a little bit different. Now right there, these are ocotillos. They get really green when they get wet. When they get a lot of water on them, they turn really green. Get a flower up there on top. That'd be what he was working. Chipping away at this ore right here that's come out of the ground. So I got maybe a little bit of copper in it. I think this is what he was probably chipping away at. Open this hole right here.
get no rest. No, no, I've been down so long that my mind can't get no rest. No, no, this ain't easy, darling, 'cause the devil's on my trail.
More mines right up there. Mine, and I don't remember which road it's on, but I did come upon some other cool mines. The tailings coming out of here. Yeah, that goes down a ways too. Whoa, that one's deep. Looks like they mined this whole hill almost, like right through here. Stuff out of here. That's the main part of the mine right there. Huh. Like most of it's all collapsed. Like that's an air shaft or air vent. Maybe pump air down to them or something. Would have been the big old header frame, the A-frame, it all just collapsed in. You know, they would chase the vein wherever it went. If it went straight in, they'd go straight in. If it went straight down, they'd go straight down. Sometimes they'd go down and it would off. They would chase that vein till it died, whichever direction it went. And I guess this is where they were storing their water at. Huge old water tank right here. Yeah, they did some serious mining here. There's probably grates right there where those things were, grates that come down so they could open it up and let water in or out maybe. Don't know. They did some work around here though. You never know what you'll see in the desert driving around. Just relaxing in the shade. Well, there's a bunch more tin cans. So generally when you see a bunch of tin cans, you see a mine. A lot of tailings. But that don't really go no place, so that just tells me they just opened this hill up right here. Whatever they took out, don't know. Here's another mine that I've never seen before. This is good looking gold ore right here. Some good looking stuff. Wow. Well, that's probably go step back in there deep. Look at all that quartz. That's some nice looking ore around here. It doesn't go down that far, but it's deep enough that you won't get back out of. Man, there's really good ore down through here, though. Looks nice. Oh, that looks nice. It's like someone built them a little fort or something to sit behind. Keep guard if anybody was coming up here to the mine. There used to be like a, I don't know, an old shack maybe. Must have brought back a lot of ore here once upon a time. Maybe it was doing something with it. It's like a lot of ore around here. It's like there's a few buildings here. That whatever was there is just all sawdust now. Post. Maybe this was where they kept the horses, or maybe the kitchen area, maybe the latrine, the outhouse maybe. That's a possibility too. It was right there, maybe that's that hole in the ground. It's probably where the outhouse was. Right there. And this right here was probably even a kitchen area. Look at all these tin cans here. Huh. I think this was a little village or something right through here. Housed a few people. Another sunken something. Oh. Maybe this was the latrine area right here. Possibility. If only the history could talk. I'll tell you what. The mines I wanted to show you are right up here though, so I found those. From where the little housings all were, this must have been the mine where they were working at. Right here. That goes down. That goes down a ways. This is probably where they had the motors at, or their winches or pulleys or something right here. Where this all was set up at right here. They were yanking stuff out of the mine right there. Tin cans. There was just full of tin cans and stuff all through here. Something went on around here as well. Old Prince Albert can. There's timbers throughout here though, but anyways, the mine I wanted to show you is right up there on top. All right, made it up here. Let's go over to this mine and see what it looks like. It's been a long time since I've been here. Well, let's see what it looks like. Archway right here. You can walk across. Don't fall off though. Dug this whole thing out. Look at all this ore. Look at all of this ore. Wow. Okay, from right there. No trespassing. Stay out. Well, I will stay out. Don't you worry. That goes back a ways. I didn't bring my flashlight with me this time. That goes back in there a ways. Like he had light systems or something set up through here. Cables. Huh. Yes, that goes back in there a ways. Stay out. Goes back in there. I ain't going back there. Boogeyman's back there. Look how good this ore looks. Oh, man. Oh, and that thing is heavy, too. Oh. Look at all the little speckles of gold all through here. Look at that. See that right there? That's gold right there. That's a piece of gold. That's gold right there. You can see that. You see it in that rock. It's right there. Bet you this rock is full of gold. That's why they were pulling all this stuff out. I just never got around to doing nothing with it, I guess. Cement stuff right there. I guess that's where their pulleys were or something, pulling the stuff out right there. See other mines around here too. See all the copper in there? That's copper ore right there. Remember years ago there was a thick band of that copper ore running right down through there. Chrysocolla, right, malachite, running right down there, but everybody's chipped it out. It's pretty well all gone. A couple of these cut mines through here. See the copper, this greenish stuff. Must be another mine right here close by. Right there. That's what they were after. This was copper. Oh, this is copper. Oh, through here. That's what they were taking out right here. Probably a huge ass piece of copper ore. That's just the remnants. You see the green laying around. And there's a bunch of band of it right there too. Stacked rocks. Another little cutout mine right there. Oh, there's a couple of them. There's one there too. Oh, looks like it might go down in their ways. Look at him chipping at this copper. Look at it all there. Look at that band. Look at that band of copper right there. Hey, what? Sure, it's pretty up here. I think I can lose this jacket. Oh, I gotta watch where I'm walking though. Man, you can see for miles up here. Looks like there's another mine right there that I didn't go into. Right there, I didn't see that one from down below. Someplace up here, I don't remember where, there was an ore cart buried in the ground. You could just see the edge of it. Oh, right there it is, right there. See that? Nobody's dug that out yet. Probably full of ore, but it's buried under heavy rocks. Careful walking around up here. Oh, one slip, and down the shaft you go. Oh, something went on here. Might as well check this out while we're here. See a bunch of cement. So something's gone on here. Oh man. Yeah, something happened here. Maybe this was a big wall. You know what? This might have been where their water tank was. This was a circle. There's probably a big water tank sitting right here once upon a time. There's some piping right there. It ran down to the mines. Maybe they had a well around here someplace they were getting water out of. Another mine right there. That had to be a deep mine. It's got timbers in there too. So that had to be a deep mine. Have all them timbers. Road going to the back side, so who knows what's on the back side of this hill. Oh yeah. That's going down in there too. Wow. Wow. Another mine shaft I see right there. Well, something went on here. Timbers here, little hole here. Maybe this was their outhouse here. Still closed. Let's open this up, see what's in there. See if there's anything else. This is what they call a prospect. That's all it is. If you look on a map and you see an X, that's what this is. Just a hole in the ground, just a prospect. Didn't pan out. No, I've been out here hiking and driving around these mountains up here for years. And there's still trails that I come upon that I've never even been on. It's a wide open country out here. So much to explore and so much history around these areas up here. don't have the lid on it though. If you see them cans like stashed someplace, it's all intact. Sometimes they'd hide their gold in there. They hid claim papers in here. So you never know what's inside of these, especially if you get them. They're still closed up and got, that lid just broke off of there, but I don't see nothing in there. So no gold, no gold. Well, that's it for this tour. Saw places that I've never even saw before. Sure hope you enjoyed coming along, sharing on the adventures, but I'm heading back to the home front, so enough for this here. So anyways, I want to thank you guys coming along, sharing on these adventures, of course. So do me a favor, please like, share, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Sure appreciate it. Hey, so until our paths cross again, I'm off to the next adventure. You guys all take care. Have a fantastic day. Thanks for watching, everyone.
Truck, it's time to roll with hearts so wild and a common goal. Chasing the goal, we're ready for the thrill. Through mountains and rivers, we'll climb every hill. With the sun on our backs, we take our stand, uncovering treasures buried in this land. This gold fever's got us running wild in the heart of the land. We feel like a child. Adventures await in the great unknown. Together we chase dreams, never alone. With metal detectors singing in the breeze, we dig for the fortune, uncovering keys. With a gold pan in hand, we sift through the dirt. Each little glimmer makes our hearts surge. By the firelight's glow, our laughter rings as we dream of the riches tomorrow brings. Gold fever's got us running.
The gold mine.
I got them. Feel like a child. Adventures await in the great unknown. Together we chase dreams.
Oh, ain't that cool? Is this like the I was gonna say something bad, but it doesn't work. Is that better? There you go, that's good.
Our laughter rings as we dream of the riches tomorrow brings. This gold fever's got us running wild in the heart of the land. We feel like a child. Adventures await in the great unknown. Together we chase dreams, never alone. So here's to the nights beneath the stars. With our hearts full of dreams, we'll go far. This gold fever's got us running wild in the heart of the land. We feel like a child. Adventures await in the great unknown. Together we chase dreams, never alone. Never alone. So here's to the nights beneath the stars. With our hearts full of dreams, we'll go far.